Welcome to CNM. I'm Chris.
And I'm Mike. And today we're going to talk about, some issues of the day, hot button issues of the day.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to shoot the breeze as we always do. And
it's gonna be fun.
5 years ago when we started this thing, I kind of started.
5 years. Can you believe it?
When I kind of started, 2009, the first episode of CNM.
Yeah.
This right here, this is what started it all. Well, I remember what started it all, and then everybody kind of wanted to jump on the bandwagon. Everybody wanted a piece of the action, but I must say,
Mike's the hot piece of ass in all this.
Chris, beat everybody to the punch. He was the first to get on the. He was quick to join on. So today, what are we talking about first?
Looks like we got food. It's always a popular topic with us every time. But
food. I wonder why. I know that You had with swine. You had the swine flu. You had chicken. You had avian flu. You had mad cow disease. You had listeria. You had with the melons, and you had with the spinach. You had E. coli. There's
tomatoes not too long ago.
Oh really? I didn't even hear about that. Whoops!
Yeah,
I ate some tomatoes.
E. coli of sorts, I believe. But
okay. Well, So basically, what I would say is with the food, yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, so.
Let's get going. Let's jump into this.
Well, no, it's these days it's got to be. You see everything in the store. The one thing I would say is that you've got corn that is fed to cows, and you got corn that is genetically modified with pesticides already in them. So they're meant to, if they're going to kill insects if they eat them, what's going to happen if we eat them? So it's like that's where you get the leaky gut and stuff. So these days everybody, I don't eat anything if it's whole wheat or if it's USDA organic certified, cage-free, all-natural, non-GMO, dolphin-safe, grain-fed, corn-fed, grass-fed, kosher, all beef. If you don't eat anything, unless it's that, you're going to starve. Okay?
That ain't no lie. Speaking of things that aren't that, recently came across an article about KFC and how a while back they changed their name from Kentucky Fried Chicken to now KFC. Apparently, the rumor is that the reason that happened is because they're not serving real chicken. It's a created chicken. It's got no beak, no feathers. It's got 4 wings, and it's just a monstrosity.
Oh my! Yeah. I haven't heard of that. I thought it was just that they couldn't copyright a state, which is Kentucky, so they couldn't call it Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I don't know if this is real. I mean, I would believe it if it is, but
and they had Taco Bell. We have been talking about Taco Bell just because I'm a fan of Taco Bell. They've really upped their game with the breakfast, and it's a classy place anymore to eat now. I think it is classy. It's just that they can't call their beef tacos beef unless they're at least 40%. But what I would say is just with all these supplements,
it's a step above dog food. I think.
But it's good dog food, I guess.
Yeah.
It's good enough for a dog. I don't know. What I would say is just before we leave food, you've got a bunch of things that aren't food that are supplements like Senna, Hoodia, alpha hydroxy, creatine, glutamine, protein, kale powder, ruby red, garlic, MSM, B12, Oscal, Ocuvite, Centrum, silver, vitamin D, ester C, emergency, citrical, krill oil, hyaluronic acid, coenzyme Q10, food grade diatomaceous earth, fiber, water. You gotta get the water. Gotta get the water in there. Omega red, salt palmetto, beta prostate. You gotta get your plant sterols, Botox, collagen, for youthful. But anyway, what we're talking about next?
You have a dream system that it seems to changes every few weeks.
Okay,
well, that's how technology.
So I'm going to do the math on this. My dream entertainment system, which this is not it. I know it may look, kind of impressive,
all over the place.
But I've done the math, and to me, to have a good.
Meanwhile, he's using a $700 piece of shit camera.
A decent home entertainment theater system. Whatever you want to put it, however you want to call it. You need at least, I'd say, upwards of 10,000, 10K, 10 grand, $10,000. And I'm not saying I have it, but I can dream, can I? That's why it's a dream system. It's not something I have. Okay, so with the calculator that I've done this with, I obviously
you get your 3 TVs because you like to have
three 42-inch screens
all around,
and 3D 1080p passive 42-inch, 3 of them. Okay, and that's $500 a pop. $1,500. Okay, so let's do plug in $1,500 now. So we're up to $1,500. Three $500 TVs, and then you've got a $4,000 Mac Pro computer, which can run all three. You can run off all three now, including the components we already have. We already have the PS3. We already have the PS2. But for the PS4, that's another $400. Is that how much you?
Yep, $400.
Okay, so we're going to tack on
camera.
Okay, so we're doing the math here. We're already up to what
and that's about $6, $7 grand. Yeah,
6, 7
just
grand.
there.
So then the sound system, I'm going to allow $3,000 for that for a good Bose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And Sonos is a bed too. Who knows where they're going to go in the future?
So like this, and if you want to sub out those 3 screens, but I mean, you need a racing wheel that may cost as much as a PlayStation 4, a flight stick that might cost as much as a PlayStation 4, just so you can do a flight sim with the simulated cockpit.
Yeah, you're all about the simulators. I'm standard.
And I've calculated a chair, which is a $500 chair, just one chair. If you get 3 of them, let's multiply that by 3. Obviously, you get motorized blackout blinds, so you can during a sunny day, during a sunny. Yeah,
I'm getting closer to
15. But
by the time you get around to doing it,
you get a deal.
20.
You get a deal if you buy it all at once, though. So
yeah.
So okay. So what?
That's why it's a dream, though.
Well, maybe a nightmare. Maybe. Yeah. So
yeah.
What was the next thing you wanted to?
What was that camera you were talking about?
What was the nice? Yeah, it was on my Flipboard. It's a Sony. I think it's their Xperia. And it was on my Flipboard news.
What you said? It takes 10 pictures, takes the 4 best, and it compiles.
Yeah, I believe it's at least 40 megapixels. At least 40 megapixels.
I thought that was kind of cool. It almost takes a Franken picture, but that seems to be the way we're going. That kind of thing. It takes 10 pictures, uses the 4 best, and compiles one picture.
Oh,
I find that to be rather intriguing and different, and something that maybe we're not quite used to.
Yeah, I do agree. But obviously, it's more of a camera now than more of a camera that happens to be a phone than a phone that happens to be a camera.
Yeah.
And they have these with the attachments, magnetic attachments, fish eyes and telescoping lenses. So but it's the Sony Xperia, and then you got the Nokia, the Nokia Lumia. The Windows phone. So I can pull it up on the. I've got internet here.
All of them seem to kind of do the same shit for the most part. It's just all about.
And that's
the newest thing.
Is that a perfect segue into the last thing we're going to talk about tonight on this episode? Is technology and where that's going.
Yeah. Out with the good and with the bad.
Well, we recently. We recently heard that the Congress has made it law that soon all new cars, is it 2018, will need backup cameras. I was just wondering, what were we doing before the backup cametras?
You say that all the time, and I've been saying that. Were we running kids over left and right? I don't think so.
Were these cars...
or are we just going to become that dumb in the future that we're going to have cameras? And we're going to have the cars driving for us soon.
Are there more kids now, or are there more drivers? Are drivers worse now? Do just people don't check now? Who said it's kind of things haven't changed a whole lot?
The idiots out there.
Okay, when someone tells me, when I was a kid, when you're in the real world, things are going to be different. So what is this? Not the real world? This is not the real world. Listen, let me tell you, everything is the real world. Okay, what is this? This is the fake world? No, this world don't count. This world don't count.
Unless
everything is the real. Unless we're living in the Matrix, yeah, that's a good point. So
celebrated 15 years yesterday, right? Matrix. Side note.
Matrix, yeah.
Guess it's been 15 years. Can you believe that?
Yeah, there is no spoon, and what if?
I'm still trying to wait for that.
What if that dream? What if you could ever wake from that dream? So, yeah. So oh yeah. Well, we'll call it right there. I think that should that about do it?
Yeah, that wraps us up for this episode of CNM. Wow, glad you joined us. Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
I'm Chris.
I'm Mike.
Have a good night.